Get away from that horse.
So you get some new stock.
I warned you last time.
You won't need that rifle, Mr. Jessop.
You heard, Jessop. Drop it.
From out of the West, Dick Powell, Zane Grey Theater.
Voting has gone through a lot of changes in America since the days of the early West. Because they were short of pencils and paper at that time, they used various things as ballots. Feathers, beans. In one section of Arizona, they used bullets. If it was loaded, it was a vote for one candidate. And if it was empty, it was a vote for another. If a fellow wasn't careful, his whole campaign could blow up right in his face. The Navajo Indians, although there's no record of them having too many free elections, did have an unusual way of voting at trials. They used a drum. 2 beats meant the brave was guilty. 3 beats meant he was not guilty. And then, must be the chief counting up the votes. In the story we've chosen for you this week, we'll see another method of voting. Our star is Robert Ryan.
You're a man with a hasty way of doing things, Mr. Jessop.
You got no right to search a man's property without his leave.
This search was authorized by the Vigilance Committee.
This is official business, Jessop. We're looking for stolen horses.
Your committee's got no such authority, Hale.
It's not my committee. I'm only a member of it. As Mr. Kroll is, Mr. Sayers, as you could be.
I don't hold with taking the law in your own hands. That's why we elected a marshal.
Who did nothing but sit around and talk.
And who managed to beat you in a free election, Sayers.
Why, we done more in a month than he did in 2 years. We're well rid of him.
Basically, I agree with you, Mr. Jessop. When this district's cleaned up, by all means, then we'll elect another marshal.
Oh, no, you won't. No, you won't. You'll be like any pack of dogs that's tasted blood. You won't give up.
Jessop, where are your partners?
I haven't got any partners, and you know it.
Mr. Scott and Mr. Ramsey? Surely they haven't decided to leave your ranch as suddenly as they came.
Likely they're resting. Night rides is tiring.
Or maybe they're off selling some of the prime stock the rest of us are missing.
Clear out of here. All of you.
We should be hearing from El Paso soon. I have an idea Scott and Ramsey may be quite well known there.
Tell me, Jessop, what is your cut for letting them use your ranch as headquarters for their thieving?
This gaggle of geese isn't off of my place in 2 minutes. This committee's liable to have a few vacancies.
All right. Until we hear from El Paso, then. Remember me to your wife. Lovely lady.
Jed, he's too little for knives.
Sorry, Martha. You heard your ma, Billy. Here, I'll take that.
You stay away from me.
Pea-brain numbskull, what did I tell you? Get inside. Get your gear together.
Why?
You left us no choice. That's why she'll tell Matt for sure.
A letter. I've been wanting to tangle with him ever since we came here.
You do as I tell you. Time was moving anyway.
I thought you said we were going to hit that Mars herd before we left.
We will. On our way.
The daylight?
Why not? I'll be at the corral. Martha, I'm sorry about what happened. Thought you were out for the day, Matt.
The
Your caller's changed my plans. Why the bedroll?
Oh, me and Ramsey pushing off.
Pretty sudden.
Oh, no more sudden than the way we came. Don't outstay our welcome.
I doubt that you could do that, Jed.
Thanks, Matt. But I figure everybody would be better off if I ride with Ramsey.
The callers this morning were riders from the Vigilance Committee. Were you ever on the dark side of the law in El Paso?
Well, like I say, everybody would be better off if I clear out. I'll see you before I go.
Didn't look for you till after dark. Now what's wrong?
You've been crying?
I was just vexed with the kids. Matt, your hand.
Hale and his Vigilance Committee were checking our horses again.
Matt, did you hit Frank Hale?
No, I didn't have that pleasure.
Well, if they were checking our horses, they must think that you...
What do you think?
I don't know what to think. But I know that people don't like Scott and Ramsey. Ever since those two rode in here, nothing right has been happening.
Jed Scott saved my life in El Paso.
I'm not forgetting that. But I know what our neighbors are saying.
You shouldn't listen.
Should I shut my eyes, too? Till Scott and Ramsey rode in here, we were just getting by. Now there seems to be plenty of money. You've almost doubled our herd.
I told you that loan came through from Santa Fe.
Just 2 days after Odd Emmons lost 50 head. And Scott and Ramsey were out all night. Matt, do you think I want to talk this way? But ever since those two rode in here, you've been different. It's been different between us.
Well, anyhow, they're leaving. Jed just told me.
Did he say why?
No. No, maybe you can tell me. I hear you're lighting out.
You heard right.
Hey, wait a minute. What happened to your face? I'm curious. What happened to your face?
Just keep your nose out of my business.
I told him that cheap razor was no good. Saddle up. Well, thanks and goodbye.
Goodbye, Jed. Jed, wait a minute. I'll ride a ways with you.
Fine.
Why?
I want to talk to Boss Reddick about buying that stallion.
Far gone in the day to start such a long ride, isn't it?
I'll have company one way, and I don't mind the night ride.
Matt, please. No.
I think I'd better. I haven't quite finished my talk with Jed and Ramsey yet.
Mama, I skinned my knee right here.
Here, Luke, you can see plain as day. In every case of theft, the trail ends there. And the nearest place is Matt Jessop's. Hello, Kearney. How are you?
Hale, I just finished sorting the mail, so this is marked Rush.
Well, thank you. Won't you sit down?
No, general store don't tend itself. Well, Luke, you given up ranching?
No.
Well, seems like you spend most of your time lately just sitting around here.
Luke feels his civic responsibility.
Same as most everybody else in Oasis.
Real public spirited.
You got no right to mock this committee, Kearney Bowles. We're working to protect such as you.
Luke, I'm that relieved to hear it.
He's got skunk nerve.
Him and Jessop, two of a kind.
I got a letter from a friend of mine in the territorial capital.
That's where you should be, Frank. And that's where you will be someday. A man such as you and the way you have of getting things done, you'd make a fine governor.
Oh, that's very flattering, Luke, but nothing could be further from my thoughts. Matter of fact, if I thought anyone saw my work on this committee as a stepping stone to personal ambition, I'd be very much put out.
Well, if you're ever so minded, you'd make a great governor.
Well, this tells me all I want to know about Jessop.
Maybe Matt just didn't realize.
Yes, that's true, of course, and we must be fair. Still, it's only reasonable to suppose he knows what's going on in his own... Well, Dan, good to see you. We were just about to alert the committee. What's wrong?
Dan's boy, Jamie. He's been shot.
Sit down, Dan. How'd it happen?
Horse thieves. Jamie caught him raiding our herd. They gunned him down and got away. I heard the shots. I found him before he died.
Did he name the killers?
He spoke Ramsey's name.
Say anything more?
But I couldn't catch him.
Other names, maybe?
I think so. He was in pain. In awful pain.
Seems we waited too long. What time did it happen?
About 2 o'clock.
16-year-old boy. Luke, you get word to all members of the committee. Tell them to meet at Dan's place. Kroll, you take 2 men, go to Jessop's ranch. They may have doubled back. If not, meet at Dan's place.
What if Jessop's there?
Bring him in, too.
Arrest Matt Jessop? But
Dan, I'm sorry to say the committee has indications that Jessop's just as much involved as the other 2. Don't put up with any resistance.
I sure won't. Come on, Emmett.
Come on, Dan. Let's go home.
Mama, why are you going to make us some more apple pie?
No, blueberry.
Apple.
Blueberry.
Check the barn and the corral.
Yeah.
Where's Matt?
He isn't here. Please, what's wrong?
Matt left with Scott and Ramsey, didn't he?
Why? Why are you looking for them?
Dan Morris's boy was shot and killed this afternoon.
Oh, no. Oh, Jamie.
He named names before he died.
Not Matt. Matt couldn't have been with them. He went over to see Foss Reddick. If Jamie named Matt, he was wrong.
Nobody thinks he was wrong, Mrs. Jessop.
Wait! Matt couldn't have been...
He's not here.
He ain't down there either.
Not Matt. Matt,
Yeah.
where were you?
That long ride for nothing. Foss was in Tucson.
The ride there and back doesn't take that long.
Cindy threw a shoe.
Matt, your face, what happened?
It must be quite a sight. I'll tell you about it later. I'm hungry.
Matt, are you alone?
I'm sure I'm alone. Why? What's the matter?
Kroll and 2 other men came here.
I thought I discouraged him.
They were looking for Scott and Ramsey. And you.
Why?
Jamie named the man who shot him before he died.
Jamie Morris? You mean somebody shot Dan's boy?
Matt, you shouldn't have gone with them.
Jamie named me?
So Kroll said. They're out hunting all of you. They're sure to come back. Matt, you can't stay here.
Wait a minute. You don't think I was with them?
Well, you left with it. You were away all night. Anyway, it doesn't matter what I think.
Well, it matters to me. It's the way it looks. You're the same as the others.
Matt, I told you yesterday I don't want to doubt you, even for a second. Matt, you shouldn't have come back here.
Martha, open that door. Martha, I hoped I wouldn't find you here. Where else would I be?
Kearney, I don't expect this kind of talk out of you.
I'm sorry, Matt. There's no time for proper manners. The committee's been out all night. They caught Scott and Ramsey about an hour ago. They had 5 of the Morris horses with them. Hale figures to stop at the Seneca Wash for the hanging. They'll probably be there about a half an hour.
And then they're coming here?
Straight on. Matt, you're accused of thieving and murder, just the same as the other two.
Matt, I've been trying to tell you.
Kearney, do you think I'm a horse thief? That I had a hand in shooting Dan's boy?
Well,
You do, huh? You're just the same as the others.
It's not what I want to think, but Ramsey said you was in on it.
Ramsey said that?
He swore it.
He wouldn't. Even he wouldn't.
Oh, sure he would. But Jed Scott can tell him I had nothing to do with it.
Scott can't tell him anything. He was killed during the fight.
Martha, why didn't you tell me yesterday what Ramsey tried with you?
You fought with him.
Yeah, I knocked his teeth in. Now he's going to get even. And Scott isn't here to point him out a liar.
Matt. Forgive me.
Nothing to forgive. I can see you had a lot of reason to doubt.
Look, Matt, time's running out. They mean to hang you. You got to get going.
Going where?
Anywhere. Go to El Paso, the border. Me and the kids will follow.
Yeah, their horses will be tired. You'll have a half-hour start on them.
Matt, you gotta run.
Kearney, do you think I had anything to do with this?
No, of course not, Matt, but that's not the point.
What difference does it make? Every minute counts. Matt, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear. Run. Run. Run if you're guilty. Run if you're innocent. Run. Just run.
Just this once.
That's it. Just this once. Starting now, and I'll never stop running. Man only runs once. Kearney, stay here with Martha and the kids.
What are you fixing to do?
I'm gonna ride out and meet them.
Meet them? For what? Well, that'll be helping nobody, proving nothing. Matt'll be throwing your life away.
Matt, once the hanging fever starts, it's not easy stopped.
Most of these men are my friends.
But they've all gone too far now to back down. They'd be afraid not to hang you.
Might save my neck by running, but it seems like I'd lose most everything else.
What else? What should mean more to a man than his wife and his children?
Kearney, stay here with Martha and the kids. Maybe you can make her see what I mean.
Matt!
Cut him down. Dan Morris, less than 24 hours after your boy's death, 2 of his killers have been brought to justice. We're going to make this territory our kind of place for our kind of people. Now let's get Matt Jessop.
It won't be necessary. I'm not armed.
Matt Jessop, you're under arrest.
On what charge?
Horse stealing and murder.
I guess I'll need a smart lawyer.
Tie his hands. There'll be no lawyer. No legal tricks. You're guilty, Matt Jessop, and we all know it.
All of you? You're a gifted man, Mr. Hale. Arresting officer, judge, jury, hangman. Sort of a one-man government. Doesn't an accused man have any rights?
You'll get the same rights you and your pals gave Jamie Morris.
Sorry about your boy, Dan.
Come on, let's get the rope.
We're wasting time. My say is quick, but I'm gonna say it. I'm innocent. Unless you can hang a man for being mistaken in a friend.
That friend said you was in with him all the time.
Ramsey was no friend of mine. He lied to even a score. Are you hanging me on the word of an admitted killer? Dan, did your boy name me?
All of us know how you fought this committee.
Now it's plain why.
Now you've touched it. You've touched it. I got to hang because I stood against Frank Hale in this committee. Because I said time and again, plain and clear, that this was a twisted way of using the law.
Get him on the horse.
Do you really want to hang me without a trial? Is it just that Hale wants me safely dead? And you're all scared yellow to speak? Or fear of finding a noose around your own necks?
Shut your lying mouth.
Stand clear of him. Go on, get away from Matt or I'll shoot Hale. After you rode on, Matt, I seen you was right about not running.
Martha and the kids?
Safe at home.
In the name of this committee, I order you to put down that gun. Stop interfering where it don't concern you.
That's where you're wrong, Hale. It's where I made my mistake, too. Thinking I could shut my eyes to what you was doing and it wouldn't affect me. What you've done here, Hale, is just rotten. Oh. No, Hale.
Thanks, Carney.
Well, I suppose you figured to hang me, too. Why not? I'm as guilty as Matt. Guilty of trying to stop this wormy-eyed scum.
Put the rope round his neck.
Well, where's mine? What's the matter? You're running out of ropes?
Since I'm denied a lawyer in a jury trial, I'd like to be sure it's the whole committee that's hanging me, and not just you.
Isn't that obvious? We're all agreed you're equally guilty with Scott and Ramsey.
Well, if that's true, you got nothing to lose by putting it to a vote.
All right. Is any man here opposed to hanging a man for horse stealing and murder? Just as I said, unanimous.
It should be a secret ballot.
We've had enough of your...
On a secret ballot, a man can speak his mind without being afraid to join in Matt and the noose.
Kearney's right. I say we vote secret.
Allison, maybe you got time to spare, but we're busy.
A man's life is at stake. I can spare another minute.
I'm with Phil. Make it a secret vote.
All right. Have your vote.
Yeah. We'll all put sticks in a hat. Short sticks if you're for hanging, long sticks if you ain't.
I say let Dan Morris take the vote.
You didn't vote, Dan?
No. I vote long. Let him go.
This is shameful. This committee has lost sight of its clear duty. Jessop must die. There's no other choice left open to us. I order you to carry out this execution or accept my resignation from this committee.
You've lost, Hale. What are you waiting for? All right. Let me give you a hand.
Thank you.